Do you struggle dealing with people? Do they misunderstand you? Are you done explaining yourself? So here I am with a solution. Your therapist for free, free, free. So watch this video till the end. Hello guys, today I wanted to have heart-to-heart discussion related to how MBTI really helps in managing our relationships. And it is about all kind of relationships, your partner, friends, family, colleagues, or any relationships that you come across in your life. Being an INFJ, I felt misunderstood most of times in my life, and MBTI really helped me to self-introspect and understand others in a better way. MBTI is really helpful for all 16 personality types. Specifically for IN type, it is very helpful because I think they are the most misunderstood people of 16 types. So let's discuss about 4 letters and how the differences of these 4 letters can impact our relationships. And if you want to know more about these 4 letters in detail, I have already created video and you can check out that right here. And also you might understand what is your type. So let's start with first letter E versus I, introvert versus extrovert. So it is all about what is the source of your energy. It is internal or external activities. Accordingly, it will be introvert or extrovert for you. Introverts need me time. They prefer to figure out stuff internally first rather than expressing it or discussing it. They are a bit reserved people. These things extroverts sometimes don't understand, and they sometimes even doubt the entire relationship. So extroverts should respect the inner world and the need of isolation of introverts. Whereas introverts can feel extroverts as overwhelming or repetitive in their discussions. Extroverts sometimes figure out stuff while they are discussing, and they are a lot more expressive people. This thing about extroverts, introverts should respect and understand. Accordingly, socializing can be managed and balance can be achieved while introverts and extroverts are dealing with each other. So let's jump to our second letter S versus N, which is sensing versus intuition. So this is how you perceive information and take decisions based on your information. Sensors focus more on fact and sensory information, whereas intuitive try to find out the connections. So if we look at recent statistics, 68.5% of sensors and 31.5% of intuitives are there. So basically we have nearly 70% of sensors, which is a majority. I am surrounded by sensors, so except my younger brother, so I know how difficult it is for intuitives to deal with sensors. Because sensors value fact and sensory information, they might see intuitives as very impractical. They won't understand the way we take actions in our life. And being intuitive, sensors can appear as very rigid and as if they don't see beyond the surface. Key is that it is very important to know the connections, also the sensory information. So for S type, it is important that they also focus on the connections, and for intuitives, it is very important that they should also focus on the sensory information that is available. For INTJ and INFJ, they have introverted intuition as their top function. So it is very difficult for sensors and also other types to understand their approach. They try to find out connections first. They want to know the pattern. Accordingly, they will take decisions. And they have this futuristic approach to live their life, which is very difficult for sensor to understand. So let's come to our third letter, thinking versus feeling. So do you prefer to take decisions based on values or emotions or certain logic? Statistically, female percentage is more in feelers and male percentage is more in thinkers. So here comes the stereotype that yes, women are more emotional and men are logical. This is a very common scenario that we come across in day-to-day life, thinking versus feeling. When thinkers see feelers, they might see them as illogical or irrational. But thinkers should remember that feelers are taking care of the subjectivity of the scenario and how each and everyone is getting impacted because of their decisions. Whereas thinkers are more objective than subjective, and they follow a certain logic. Here is a tip for thinkers. Your feedback or remark can be taken personally by feelers. So you have to be really careful while explaining yourself, otherwise you have to be ready for the emotional wrath. Whereas feelers should know that it is important to understand the logical approach of thinkers and respect that. And also don't take things too personally. I have ENTP younger brother. He can be a bit critical, but I try not to cry. For some thinkers, please don't be insensitive towards other people's emotions. Here is a key. Thinkers can include the fact of human relations and emotions in their logic and accordingly deal with it. And also remember that there are some feeler types which are a lot more logical and rational. So let's discuss last letter J versus P, which is judging versus perceiving. J type prefers to take decisions or jump to conclusions, whereas P types, they want to pursue more and more information. P types are spontaneous, whereas J types want to figure out first and then take actions. Whereas P types can jump into action and figure out while it is in progress. J types are organized people and they can get really irritated by P types. They can see P types as very random, indecisive. But remember that P type brings this spontaneity into your life, which is much needed, and sometimes it is very much required to see alternative options. But P type should understand that at certain point they have to take decisions and bring some organizing the way J type does. Consider a scenario where judges and perceivers both are going to a trip. So J type would like to have everything sorted and well planned before going on to the trip. Random spontaneity can bring anxiety to them. Whereas it is difficult for P type to follow timelines and strict schedule. So we have discussed all four letters and differences that can occur because of them. Here is a secret for introverts. J and P type is defined by how they deal with external world. But for judges, their internal world will be perceiving, and for P types, their internal world will be judging. So it is quite opposite. I will be discussing this in detail in some future video. So I hope you got the clarity and got answers to some of your unresolved relationship questions. So yeah, you are welcome. So now go sort things out with people in your life having different personality type than yours. And yes, tell them about MBTI and about this channel. And if you didn't subscribe yet, being a feeler, I felt really bad about it. And if you think logically, you should subscribe in order to not miss important information that will be coming in upcoming videos. Fellow Indians will agree that I started this new content on YouTube. So I expect your open arms for MBTI content and for my channel. It is helpful and relatable to you and to people you are surrounded with. So why not? So guys, like, comment and subscribe. Also press that bell icon to get video notifications. Did you check out my funny 16 personalities kits videos? It is right here. So after this video, you can check it out. You will definitely love it. Thank you and namaste.